Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. I did not actually think I was going to be able to do this tonight because today was getting away from me like there was no tomorrow. But I'm here. We're going to sit there and talk about this as well as the other stuff. But the question tonight is: should Audra Charles from Y&R, The Young and Restless, go to Beyond the Gates? Starting to wonder, should she actually do that? We had a lot to talk about, people. My birthday's coming on tomorrow. And yes, we can. Yes, we can, Janet. Yes, we can. That's actually going to be the first thing. Let's sit there and do roll call. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Tommy is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Kristen, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Amy H is in the chat. How you doing tonight? And thank you, Amy H. I will definitely shout you out tonight. Susan R is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Okay, and yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. First of all, wow, did they make? And thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Seriously. I want to get some more YNR people up in here as well. So you are definitely helping, Tommy. That was disgusting, and it just see here's the sad part is Janet. You know her. What's good, Monique? How you doing tonight? Her killing two people. That's bad. Don't get me wrong. That is bad. But I'm doing good, Blackmon. I am doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you are doing good as well. And yeah, Tommy, it's kind of hard to sit there and catch up. It's kind of hard to sit there and keep up with a lot of different soap operas. I watched 5 soap operas, and because I was off, because I woke up late a little bit, I'm just now doing this live stream. And given how busy that Janet is, yeah, yeah, Tommy. But the thing is, though, she's pretty busy though. And B&B is a lot shorter. It's easier for her to get into B&B and watch it because it's only 18 minutes long. Why now it's like a good 30 minutes. It's kind of a lie. No, Monique, but I saw it looks good. It also does look like Marvel vs. Capcom. So it's like I'd rather just play Marvel vs. Capcom than play Marvel Rivals. It's like the same thing except for, it's not Marvel vs. Capcom. It's like Z Fighters, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom, but it's not. Exactly, Janet. So yeah. But yeah, no, it was disgusting. It was good, Mika. I'm not gonna lie, part of it felt like a chore today though, if we're gonna be honest. Because you're watching this girl be so goddamn desperate to sit there and get a man in bed, to get this man that she had to. Yeah, Tommy, we're gonna talk about that. Let me just finish my sentence first off. And Janet is very good at it. Janet is very good at selling houses. Um, she's just good at it. But it's like you had why that was interesting today. Why that was interesting today. It was decent. It was decent. I did a review, so you can definitely watch when you get a chance. But it's like, girl, you had to sit there and essay somebody. Like, really? And it's not like this chick isn't fine, but she's so goddamn desperate to sit there and get this man that she just like, oh, it's true, Janet. It's true. She had to do so much. And you know what also kind of annoys me? And I'm gonna go to Audrey in a second. You know what also kind of annoys me? Is that a lot of times when they have these stories, when you get the time, Janet, when you get the time, um, I want to see the outrage. I want to see the outrage. Whenever they show stories like this, where a man will do something Thank you, Mika. No, seriously, I appreciate that. I really do. I had a lot of fun doing it today. Whenever you show stories like this, women are very quick to get outraged about that. You know, men are pigs, men are this, men are that. I want to see that same level of outrage. But yeah, I just was like, God damn, girl, like you, ugh. Like that's an irredeemable quality. I can take her taking out bodies, but I feel like when you do that, that's like the murder of a soul. Now, Audra, Tommy. Yes, let's get to Audra. If Audra was smart as she says she is, then why sell your body for a company? Facts. But I love how she's sitting there trying to play things down. You know, it's, oh, you blew everything out of proportion and this, that, and the third. And the thing is, Sally's trying not to judge her too much because Sally's also been that girl before. So she's trying not to sit there and do that. And yeah, Tommy, I know you're gonna sit there and say that she could have had a free company if she would have chose Tucker. We all know that. But like it's like, girl, you played down everything. You knew it was gonna wind up happening. Okay, all right, Tommy, don't spoil it for me. I look forward to watching it tomorrow. Hopefully, well, the idea is that I'm gonna wake up earlier tomorrow, so this way I can get things done. Get up. You get the minute I start my day at 12 o'clock, everything just goes. It doesn't go downhill, but it pushes everything back. And that was bad. Um, and the thing is, the sad part is Nate. Nate's not there bouncing off this idea. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you. No, listen. I love doing this. I just don't love pushing things back and then feeling like I'm rushed. Because when I do my reviews, I want to really sit there and talk about this stuff and not rush it. But I appreciate you giving me grace on Kristen. Thank you. Wow, I actually had more than I thought. God, I want to make sure I get everything done tomorrow because tomorrow's my birthday. Kristen says, I completely understand and feel the same way with my writing. Yeah, you understand. I mean, it's an art in a sense, right? Like writing and, you know, there's a certain level of energy and emotions that you put into your writing. Yes, I will be live streaming tomorrow, Janet. Yes, I will be. I'm not going out until next Saturday. Next Saturday, I'm going out. But this weekend I'm going to be chilling. Next Saturday, I'm going out. Oh, a happy late birthday, and thank you, Tommy, and thank you, Kristen. Yes, I am, Susan. I am. I am definitely off my job tomorrow, Susan. Ain't no way in the hell I'm actually going. I mean, I don't hate my job, but I ain't going there tomorrow. I was gonna, I was gonna sit there and say something a little more vulgar. But I was like, yeah, Susan. Yes, it's. Thank you, Black Mom. Thank you. But this weekend we're gonna have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun this week, and I got some good stuff planned out. Valerie, thank you, Valerie. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tommy. And Black Mom, I appreciate you. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, though. Yeah, we have some fun. We have some fun. So thank you, Susan. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being here tonight, and just being with the channel and everything. So thank you. I sincerely mean it. Thank you. Um, But just going off of we're gonna get into GH and everything like that, and more B&B, which my whole thing is while she listening there chatting it up with Deacon and stuff. No, thank you, Susan. Appreciate that. While she listening there chatting it up with Deacon, I'm like, shouldn't you be sitting there looking for your deranged granddaughter? You sat there and spent like 10, 15 minutes sitting there talking with him. You get a call from Lee, and you're like, "Oh, everything's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine." I was like, "Girl, what the is wrong with you?" Kristen says, "I only watch GH these days. I wonder if Beyond the Gate is worth." It's not. Uh, no, no, Kristen, it's not. I'm gonna save you a lot of time now and tell you it's not. No, it's not, and I say that very adamantly. Looks like Lucas was right about Weeping Willow. Listen, Mikhail, I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat that shit. You know that. YNR is actually pretty good right now. I'm enjoying YNR. And Beyond the Gates. Um, but I'm watching it, so we'll talk about it. I can't believe she actually fell right back into that man's arms. I was like, girl, you were free. Kristen says, thank you. I don't have much faith in CBS. These jokers are getting rid of my guy. Oh, Stephen Col. Yeah, I love Stephen Colbert. I love Stephen Colbert. I actually think he's funnier than what you call it. What's the other guy's name? What's the other guy's name? Not Stephen Colbert. Janice says, I'm not loving Beyond the Gate Leslie storyline. I don't blame you. I remember you and I had high hopes for Beyond the Gates. No, not Jimmy Fallon. No, 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 no. No, not Steve. Not Steph Myers. He used to be. Okay. Stephen Colbert used to be on. Used to be on. He used to be on. He used to be on the other guy's show. No, no, no. He used to be Steve. No, no, not Conan O'Brien. Stephen Colbert used to be the Daily Show, not Kimmel. What was the Daily Show? The host in the Daily Show. Thank you, Tamara. Tamara, thank you. Yes, Jon Stewart. I mean, I think Jon Stewart's funny, but I think that Steve Colbert is a lot funnier than Jon Stewart. Yes, it was Jon Stewart. Yes, yes. Thank you, Monique and Tamara. Well, to be fair, I didn't remember. Like, I didn't even remember her name. I didn't even remember his name, so that's why I was asking y'all. Now she wants to buy a house when people don't like her. I mean, my whole thing is like, it just looks like, she's the type of girl that sat there and just had money changed her so fast, and now she's just being really annoying about it. Like, okay, girl, you got some money, like, shut up. And Kat Smith there getting up in what you call his face, getting up in Eva's face. I'm like, girl, sit down. Like, go sit down somewhere. It's listen, let me tell you something about this scene. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let me tell you something about this scene with Kat. I think that the actress that plays Kat is a very decent actress. But her scene with fuck, what is it? With Nicole was bad. it was bad. She was like, so, I mean, is love even real? Should I even believe in love now? I was like, girl, are you serious? You are of drinking age. You're sitting there doubting love because your parents got divorced? Girl, you act like you didn't see this shit coming. Um, Kristen says Willow might be a casualty in the War of Drew. I can't believe she sat there and hugged him. First of all, Drew looked extremely stupid today. right? And I don't know. Listen, somebody had to be the bad guy, right? Drew is the bad guy. And Drew will sit, here's the thing. It's like the character would sit there and remind everyone to hate him. I think that hate is, a little too much for a soap opera character, but uh, since some people refer to this stuff as hate or whatever, it's like the show reminds you Liesel should take care of Drew. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, in certain clothes, Nina looks kind of good. Not gonna lie. It's like I'm reading Leslie and Liesel at the same time. Yeah, but that's the thing though. That's the thing with Leslie, Tommy. Leslie was about putting on a show, but you brought up something. Nina needs a good story, Kristen. Let me tell you what Nina needs. Nina needs to not be Carly's punching bag. I feel like they make her incredibly. I feel like at times they make Nina incredibly stupid to prop up Carly. Drew walking around like look at my new suit. I fold my hands. I'm a businessman. I'm a congressman. Look at me. He didn't sit there and say he was a congressman, just in case you forgot. What's good, Jonathan? Yeah, like she ain't bad. I was like, I've seen her in certain clothes. I'm like, yo, she got a body there. Tommy says, how do you feel about Bill standing up to Vernon? I thought it was stupid. And let me tell you why it was stupid, Tommy. It was stupid because I don't understand how he um I felt like it was good, but I also felt like it was stupid. Like now he wants respect from Vernon. He's craving this respect from Vernon because he never got his attention from his dad, and I get that, but like I don't know. Part of me just like I'm not gonna sit there and try to get respect from somebody who kicks me in the teeth 1 minute, but then wants to summon me over to their house to sit there and fix their problems. Like, what are we doing at this point? Johnson says to sum up today's episode of B&B, let's just say men too. Yeah, Bill stood up to Vernon. Bill stood up to Vernon, and I'm glad he did. But I'm like, why are you asking for this man's respect, though? Like, I felt like he should have probably threw it in his and his family's face. Like, you want my help? You better start something that they treat me with some damn respect. Not craving respect from this man, but just being like, you're not going to treat me and my wife like shit. Okay? Because you constantly want to sit there and call me a dog and everything else. Then when the time was good, Sean, but then when the time comes around for me to sit there and fix y'all little problems, um, you want to sit there and start acting all bougie. Oh, you hurt my daughter this, you hurt my daughter that. It's like, yo, listen, he owned up to that shit. But stop sitting there throwing that shit in his face and stop treating his wife like dog shit. And that means get your goddamn country people. What's good, Chris? What's good, Krista Ramirez? Do you gotta like? Are you on a different account? Are you on a different account, Krista? Because I saw your new thing, and I'm like, I don't remember yours looking like that. Krista says, I can't be objective about Willow. I have never enjoyed her and really thought that pregnancy would finish her off. She is the longest lasting of Michael's significant others. Facts. Yeah, Jonathan, I was just not there saying that, right? So I'll say this again. My only thing is that I want to see the outrage, Jonathan. Because let's just look at it this way. How many times do you sit there and see stories like this that's happened? Where a guy would R word a woman, and you have a bunch of women that's not there protesting against the network, saying this is a horrible story, and men are this, and men are that, and men are predators. But it's okay to sit there and show a story like that when a woman is doing to a man? Because what? Consent doesn't matter for a man? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't. Where'd you, Sean? Where did you get that she believed that Drew loved her after she sent it? Are you are you joking with me, Sean? When did Nina ever think that Drew loved her? Krista says I hate that they ever feature essay regardless of it being a man or a woman. Yeah, I get that. It's a very touchy subject. Yes, Jonathan. He is a predator. That is very true. Monique says B&B Luna and Will is a recycled Luna and Zenny storyline. Yeah. Oh, you didn't watch today's episode of GH? Check out my review. I'll keep you up to date. Well, see, that's the problem, though, Sean. That's the problem. They should. Okay, thank you, Sean. That's exactly what I said, Jonathan. Before you got in here, I was like, because here's my thing. I sat there and said, I was like, listen, Danny Bear 87. Let's everyone say what's up to Danny Bear and Tracy Steves. What's good, Tracy Steves? Let's say what's up to both Tracy Steves and Danny Bear 87. How are you doing? By the way, check out Danny Bear 87. She does her live streams on Saturday, so definitely check out her channel. What the hell I was gonna sit there and say? Ah, shit, I had something to say. I totally forgot what I was gonna. I totally forgot I was gonna sit there and say. Why'd you ask me? Fuck me. Hold on. Seriously? Oh, bodies. That's what I said. Oh, of course, Danny. Of course. I gotta sit there and support very talented people. You already know that. My whole thing is like, listen, she killed two people. She was gonna sit there and kill more people, right? I can still somehow get past that, right? But I feel like with the R word, that's the murder of a soul, right? That's the murder of a soul. That's something that I feel that's irredeemable, you know. So, and I don't know. The thing is, like, Luna went from murder to, yeah. That's the thing, Kristen. There's certain things like a body, whatever. Yeah, that's bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying like you need to be killing is a good thing. It's not. Um, but I feel like that's somehow worse. That's something that me and DC just really adamantly disagreed on. right? That's something that me and DC adamantly disagreed on. So, but you know, it is what it is. Tomorrow I actually want to sit there and drink a lot. I want to really drink a lot, but I do have to work the next morning at like 6:30 in the morning. So, um, but I still want. I feel like I'm still just going to be irresponsible anyway. Johnson says, I guess B&B desperately needs a new generation villain. Yeah, one who Danny says, yes. I feel like actually having another drink. Not too much stuff. I actually do want to wake up. I do actually want to wake up at some point in the morning, and not like today. So yes, definitely cheers, my dear. Definitely cheers. Danny says Luna has a weird way of thanking Bill for helping her. She shot one son and M word. Shit. Yes. Damn. That is facts right there. Yes, I will, Tommy. I will definitely be live tomorrow. So you have a great night. Yes, cheers, Valerie. I will be here tomorrow, Sean. So you have a great night. And thank you for hanging out for a little bit. I know usually, in bed a little earlier. So I appreciate you being here. Kristen says, do you think that was Sitwell? Bold is not good with writing villains. Bold is not good with a lot of things. That is like one of many. Kristen says, you mentioned the drop storyline about Lexus and the gun. Do you think it was Sitwell? I do think it was Sitwell. I do. I do think it was Sitwell. But the thing, it's really weird though, Kristen. I feel like if I didn't mention that, most people would have probably forgot that. Yes. Have a good night, Sean. Let's everyone say good night to Sean. I think Days still has the best villains these days, at least. Yes, that's true. Days, Days was decent up until Days was decent. For anyone that watched Days, I do feel that Sarah is overstepping. Like, girl, you tracked her down at the pub, and you start questioning her about, oh, you should sit there and tell Tate this, and this is the reason why you should do that. And then when she started mentioning that she wanted to go for Tate, Sarah's like, well, Holly's my niece or whatever. And she pretty much like, I get what she's sitting there saying, but it's like, girl, she didn't even ask you to sit down and have a conversation with her. And then you sitting there talking about, well, Holly's my niece, so I'm not gonna be okay with that. You think she actually cares that you're not gonna be okay with you going after like she don't care. She don't care. I'm like, girl, this isn't your place. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Well, Holly got body karate. I would sit there and say, Holly got a little body karate. What's good, Ed? How you doing tonight? Kristen says Stefano, Helena Cassadine, Manuel Louise, uh, Anthony Sakar are the ones I prefer. Or Manuel Louise. Yeah, I've said this a couple of times. Manuel Louise is the only person that would intimidate me. The actor intimidates me in almost everything he does because he always plays the same. Oh, Sophia is gone with this storyline. No, Danny says the whole Sophia is gone when the storyline is over. Yeah, and it doesn't help the fact that the actress is really bad. Charlotte was awesome in this. That's true. Oh no, he was definitely awesome. And let me There's no other music up. There we go. Facts, Kristen, facts. I concur. So glad Bill, but the Dupree family is. Oh, so glad that Bill checked the Dupree family today. Yeah, I just. I'm having a problem with this whole. He needs his approval. He needs Vernon's approval, you know? And of course, Leslie is acting more cartoonish than ever, so that's always fun. See, this is my whole thing. Like, Beyond the Gates can actually have some good moments, right? I don't want people to sit there and think that Beyond the Gates is a total shit show. But like when you have characters like Leslie that's super cartoonish, you have Kat that sits there and starts acting over the goddamn top. You have Eva that just has maybe a better character but shittier stories. You kind of start to look at Beyond the Gates and being like, this is kind of a shitty soap opera. Johnson says, what do you think of Dana's snarkiness towards Ted? Cartoonish and annoying. I mean, seriously, it was just cartoonish and annoying. It's just extra, but it's it's extra. But that's Dana, though, right? That's Dana. That's Leslie. Leslie is all about over the top, very campy. So on a certain level, oh, oh yeah, no, that pissed me off. That pissed me off. I wasn't there calling her names. I'm not going to sit there and say here. Well, let's just sit there and say they were very vile names. They were very vile names that I'm not going to sit there and say here because it is pretty offensive. Now Leslie moved beyond the gates. Yep, and we got to sit there and see more cartoonish version of Leslie. Fucking yay! I just moments. I just moments. But I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, like, and if I'm gonna be real, if you're gonna be real, I would sit there and tell people. So you already know, Jonathan. You already know. Lisa says I've not seen one episode of Beyond the Gates, and you should count your blessings. Lisa, let me tell you something. You should count your goddamn blessings. And you too, Kristen. Oh, she's 9. Oh, okay. Well, then she might be safe from jury then. Okay. Oh, Kristen. Oh, that was bad. That that was bad. That was bad. But you know what was actually really a satisfying scene, Kristen? I didn't hear this at the time. So Molly decides to be nice to Cody and ask her a question about horses. Now that irked the shit out of me because Molly was acting like a royal blank to him. It's like, well, of course not, Ethan, nor should you. Um, it's like, how would a horse react? How would a horse react? 1 second, Jonathan. Um, it was getting on my nerves too, Ed. It was getting on my nerves too. Um, 1 second, Jonathan. Let me just. Okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, she was like, "What would happen if a horse was separated from their owner or companion?" And he was just like, "Google it." Just walked away. He had the most down tone, like, Google it, and just walked away. And she was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Girl, do you expect anybody to feel bad for you after you was completely nasty and rude as shit to him? Are you kidding me right now?" And honestly, tell you the truth, yes, he was like that because of the whole Maxie situation. But honestly, tell you the truth, he should have been like that because she was nasty and rude to him. Johnson said, "Do you think that the priest will end up needing Ted's help?" I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't put it past them. Um, they have a way of shitting on a person 1 minute, like Bill constantly, but then snip they're asking for their help. And like I said, Danny, oof, Lord. Honestly, tell you the truth, Jonathan, I'm gonna be honest. If maybe it was probably a good thing that I didn't actually want to do in a review because I would have called Danny all sorts of names that. Mm, yes, Kristen, Molly needs to apologize and hopes that Cody accepts it. Susan said, I think Kristen Tamara will confess to shoot. Yes, absolutely. I was going to sit there and say the same thing, Susan. Because she's not going to sit there and let her little girl go to juvie or whatever. Um, okay, so here's my thing. She is Kristen's sister. She is Kristen's sister. Oh, Christina's sister. Do you know how to apologize? I know Cody outs Christina because I am impatient for crazy Ava. Okay, this is what I had to sit there and say. If I had to tell people to either watch Beyond the Gates or watch The Young and Restless, I would tell people to watch The Young and Restless every single fucking time. I I just simply would. And I know that The Young and the Restless goes on a slower pace, but I honestly tell you the truth, I feel like if anyone sat there and watched The Young and the Restless, they had like 1 week to watch it, to get to know the characters and everything like that. Um, I feel like they would like it better than Beyond the Gates. I really do. There's just characters in there. There's acting in there that's just really, really bad. And I'm not gonna make this a shitting fest on Beyond the Gates, but like I would tell people to watch The Young and Restless before I would Beyond the Gates. Move on, and she's going to college. There are other, yes, there's something that does bother me. Yes, just like yes, Sophia needs to move and stop sitting there being all hung up over Tate. Like I'm not gay or anything like that, but I'm like, girl, you can kind of do better than Tate if we're gonna be honest. Um, you know, she had a baby. She decided to sit there and give it away. Don't tell Tate about it, but then want to sit there and try to get in his pants and be with him and everything like that. I was like, girl, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And now you're back to, oh, I want to be with Tate. I got to be with Tate. It's like Luna today. Luna was so desperate to sit there and be with a man that despite how good she looks, she had to sit there and resort to SHing someone. I don't. Yeah, Lisa. Listen. I'm enjoying Young and the Restless. I really am. Johnson says, I get that Ted did something regrettable thing, but he being treated like he's pure evil, especially about Danny. And I'm like, girl, you walked in a wedding with a damn gun. Like, you need to sit there and calm and sit your desperate ass down. Because how many times did she sit there and cry and whine over Bill, who used her and practically abused her emotionally like there was no tomorrow? And yet she has all this smoke and extra. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Susan says it's like Sophia learned nothing about Tate the past 9 months. He's not into you like that, Sophia. Yeah, he's not into you. Like, girl, there's something that's just really bothersome about watching a woman throw herself at a man that just comes across as so pathetic. And like, there's other men that will gladly be with you. You're not undesirable. You're not a fucking hugma, girl. Like, It's like they have these characters that just fixate on one character. Yes, we see like Brooke Logan with Reg. I'm like, girl, listen, ladies, I get that some of y'all, some may be into dad bod, whatever the hell that is, but like, Brooke, you can do better. You can hell, you have somebody that wants to be with you like Nick Maroney. What the fuck are you doing? Danny says, I'd rather watch Beyond the Gates, The Young and the Restless almost. I'd rather watch Beyond the Gates. The Young and the Restless almost puts me to sleep on the day I was watching when I was at work. It is really pathetic to see a woman desperate for a man. Facts. I'm I'm going to disagree with you on the other thing, but like, um, Johnson says, "What did you think of the Adam guy in the jury? He was annoying, but I kind of respected him a little bit, right? I kind of respected I respected his gumption of not being pushed. The whole we have to sit there and do it. It's all civil duty. I was like, all right, bro, relax, relax, Captain America. It's not like calm down. But I do respect the fact that he was not going to be pushed and being like, oh, well, you have to get back to your life. Like, F your life. This is important right now. And I'm standing by this decision and I'm not changing. I respect that. Now, Ed says the thing is, she slept with Tate first, had his baby, and was second choice every time. So, yeah, yeah, facts, facts. You speak truth, Ed. You speak truth. Facts. Yes, facts, Danny. See, here's my thing. Here's my thing, Kristen. So when it comes to Rachel, let's be honest. Kristen failed her as a mother, and she must have lost her goddamn mind if she honestly think that EJ is going to let his son go to jail for Rachel. And like you said, girl, she's not going to give you a hard time. What's good, Queen Jess? She ain't going to give you a hard time. But Johnny's going to sit there and rot in jail, and God knows only what's going to want to happen to him. But she's so fragile, and she needs to be protected. Protecting my ass. She's going to be fine. My son, on the other hand, going to adult jail. No. But yeah, Jess, your girl Luna is out of control. Your girl Luna wound up SH in someone. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. Actions need consequences. Facts, yes. Uh, that's a good question. She she sexually H Will today. She r'd him. She wanted this man so bad, even though he wanted to throw her in jail, that he got pissed drunk because of her, and he just yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but yes, yes, exactly what Danny said. DC Soap Sanctuary. I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you, DC. Yep. And how she got him is the deplorable part. Only nice things, DC, of course. Just Danny said that she sexually M'd him. Oh fuck it. She sexually molested him. Okay, that's what I was just gonna sit there and say. She sexually molested him. This video isn't being monetized anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But like, that's what wound up happening. We had a disagreement about Abe, DC. Remember that disagreement about Abe on Hollyoaks? And I said that he belonged 6 feet under. And you was like, well, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, because he SH some women and stuff, and you acted. Well, the thing is, no, the thing is just, see, this is why I miss doing reviews on B&B. He got drunk, and Deacon, I had him sleep in one of the rooms. Luna slept, she snuck into the party, wore a disguise, and she found where Will was sleeping at. She found where Will was sleeping at. And so she came in there, and he thought that, it was Electra that came back. He got drunk and got seduced. Well, he got drunk and thought it was Electra. And yeah. But the thing is, DC, he wasn't a different man. Yeah, okay, cool. He had a tragedy that happened in his life, but you're basically sitting there saying like the dude was wrong. He argued someone, and just not there saying, well, he didn't have any love. Like that's like okay, that happened, but he's still a disgusting piece of garbage that deserved to be 6 feet under. You're basically sitting there saying, well, you had a shitty childhood. Okay, but he was an adult. Um, because what Abe did was the murder of a soul. That's why. You really just asked me that? Jason kills people. He murdered her soul. I'm sorry, but I like to sit there and put that a lot higher. I, I just, I don't like. You really just asked that question. Like, thank you, Kristen. Jesus fucking Christ. Thank you. You just answered my question. Thank you. I sure that Jason A to me are one and the same. I don't see murder and SA as different. They're in the same boat to me. Okay. Well, then that's where we clearly that's where there's a clear difference right there. But okay, broski, we're gonna move on from that. um, but yeah, that's what happened on B&B. That's what happened on B&B. You see, Chris, I want you to sit there and take a look at this. Look at what he wrote. He, DC's my guy. I love this guy, but he clearly missed the whole message of what I just said. Like just completely. Ed says Andre being sad of Ashley wasn't even needed because he was going to work hard to get Danny back as friends with benefits. Fucking facts, facts. And that's before Danny said what she said, and I said a bunch of words that I can't use here. But like, back to the BS with Danny. Exactly, exactly. There you go. Kristen says, I see so many characters are affected by Maxi's extended nap. It's almost absurd. Well, here's the thing. It's absurd, but it's absurd for a different reason, right? Because GH is afraid to really kill off characters. Most soap operas are afraid to kill off characters. This is why I love the show Hollyoaks so much. Because they don't. Yeah, exactly. Her nap. There you go, DC. She talks about whining and dining me. Girl, for what? Don't you only want? She only wants casual, but she also only wants Bill. Yo, she's all over the goddamn place. You see, this actually what Jess just said is the reason why it's so hard to endorse Beyond the Gates. It's so goddamn hard to. You know what? It's also so goddamn hot right now. Why is it so hot? All right, where's my AI slot pad? There we go. There we go. Oh, come on, DC. You don't think that's possible, DC and Jonathan, for Trina and Lucky to be together? I know, Kristen. I know, but it's totally possible, though. Come on, just use your imaginations. It can work out, or that can work out. Oh, that can work out too. Let me take that. Let me take that off. Kai is Taggart's son. I guess that wouldn't really be that ridiculous. All right, never mind. One more. Okay, that's better. Uh, she doesn't even look like Trina. Him as Taggart's son, GH is going the guiding light route. With I want y'all all to sit there and look at that for a hot minute. Uh, you know, Ed, I may have to take your word for it because I don't remember it. Why does he look like he's crying like there's no tomorrow? My imagination doesn't think. It kind of does though, Jess. I mean, you can see the hair, you can see the eyebrows and everything like that. You know, you can kind of see it. You can see it, Danny Bear. You can see it. Come on, Jonathan. You can see it too. Don't agree with Jess just because you see how I was trying to turn y'all against me. Actually, no, I don't. uh, what are you talking about? It looks like an older one. Okay, Jonathan. You know what? Oh, where's the other picture at? You said the same thing about that one. Which that totally looks like Jason. That totally looks like Jason. Ain't that right? That's Britt, and that's clearly Jason. Come on, Jonathan. What is DC talking about now? Hold on, let me. Okay, there you go. Danny, it looks like Jason. You can tell it looks like Jason. You can tell the hairstyle and everything. DC says Albert never sees his boss just like a famous character. I don't know, DC. Usually they're talking about I'm trying to turn people against you. DC, what are you drinking tonight? What are you drinking tonight? Because you drinking something. What are you drinking tonight? Ed, it reminds me of the comment that you said earlier. What was your name? Margaret? Margaret, right? No, not Margaret. Fuck. What's the other DA? The first one that he seduced, and then Brenda came and he kicked him to the side. Did you have it spiked? Claire, thank you. Did you have it spiked? I don't know. The reason I sent this in is DC Smith. They're talking about how I'm having people try to turn against him or something. What's that comment at? I mean, DC saying weird shit like that. Like, uh, I would drink more, but unfortunately, I do want to wake up somewhat early though. Oh, Margaret left town. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she took her ass back to what you call it, to YNR. It was Clint Buchanan, right? Listen, DC, I don't do any gaslighting. I don't know where you people got this whole gaslighting thing from. That's crazy. That's nuts. I'm just saying. Sometimes here's the thing. Sometimes DC like to drink. He don't like to sit there and say that because DC got to you got to keep that good image, that good guy image. So I get that. DC starts saying things that just don't really add up sometimes. Well, part of the reason why it's not that great is because the casting isn't that great. If we're going to be honest, the casting is not great for Jack Brennan, and you know, we're stuck with it. And I don't like it, but you know, I can enjoy the other characters. Like on Days of Our Lives, we're stuck with the actress that plays Sophia. DC says inside that noodle box that Abba is eating out of a secret modern camera as he pretends to eat. Um, I don't know what that means. Nah, DC, I just like to listen to my lo-fi music. Some people may know what lo-fi music is, but some people don't. I would normally blame Jess for me getting drunk tonight, but I feel like, you know, it took me so long to sit there and do the stream tonight because, I overslept. Well, yeah, she decided to sit there and once again, despite, you know, everything that happened with Drew, she decided to put her faith back in Drew again. So, yeah, that's the truth of the matter. You telling facts. I just I did sit there and think that that scene was kind of ridiculous with Tracy and with the whole horses thing. I'm like, girl, why do you look like you've been in a fight with like 10 people? Oh yeah, because she was sitting there doing the horses. I was like, why? Or you feel they should kill off Max, see her kids work the offense. DC, here's the thing. You once said to me, first of all, I didn't say that, so I don't know what you're talking about, but like You once said to me that, and you kind of woke my eyes up, so I have no idea what he's talking about. But like, you once said that the American soap operas are very boring and kind of predictable in a sense because they don't kill off characters. And after watching Hollyoaks for only a couple of months, I kind of realized, you know what, you had a lot of merit in what you're saying. Like what says, look at how good of a woman Lulu is, at how she handled Brooklyn and Outrage. This is what I've been saying. Lulu is a good, mature woman and a good mom. What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, I don't want to sit there and say, like, you know what? I'm gonna, I'm gonna get back to that comment in a second. First of all, I think that he's trolling the shit out of me, but okay. Um, that says if I see Drew put his hands on his heart when he's lying his ass off. Oh, you mean when he does this? When he's doing this? Psychic says you turned your back on DC. First of all, I did not turn my back on DC. Okay, DC's my guy. He says things that are questionable at times, but there you go. First of all, let's just be DC. You stop it. Let's just be real for a hot minute, okay? If Maxie was not in the hospital suffering some sort of actual crisis or whatever, Lulu wouldn't have never gotten to that point. So I don't know what you think they're talking about with the fact that she's now waking up and deciding to do the right fucking thing. Like, get the fuck out of here. Well, okay. So, okay, DC says, and Jess, I'm just going to blame you because why not? DC says, I'm questionable, yet his favorite character is a hitman who kidnaps innocent people. First of all, the people that he goes after is never really innocent. Let's just be very clear. But he's also snipped there saying that somebody like Abe, who sexually assaulted women, he could have a heart for because, you know, he wasn't loved as a child. Yeah, sure. Albert, Albert and Lulu still handled the situation good. And how long did it take her to sit there and get to that point, Spider? You want to sit there and tell us how long it took us to get to that point? How long it took us to get to that point? Yeah, she decided to actually put her big girl pants and get out of her damn feelings. And how long did that take her to do? And what was the trigger behind that? Hmm? Come on, share with the class, Spider. Don't keep me in suspense. You're getting Jess in trouble. You know, Kristen, I said the same thing. I was just out there with like, yo, so now that you decide you want to do the right thing, you want to get back the money that she gave you? You want to do that? He was like, no more schemes, no more lying. Okay, cool. So, and Danny says, who gives an F about Marco? That's sure, DC. But she gonna get in trouble if I get a hangover tomorrow. Jeff says it's wild that Nina got pushed in the pool yesterday and still showed her face there today. I mean, she got to work there. She got to work there. Spider said, and this, I mean, DC said, Spider, we both know that that's a lie. But Jess is stubborn because, well, she's Jess, so we 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 can't just let what she says fly. But come on now, Spider. We know I school her on a daily basis. But it's cool. We gotta let Jess get her victory. So it's okay. Now DC says, I see Albert turn Danny over to the dark side. Danny is never too late to come back. You hear that, Danny? There you go. Yeah, come on, Jess. I gotta sit there and give you your flowers. Or just, you both know that I'm 98% right and you're like 2% right. But it's who cares about math, right? Who cares about that? But you saw how fast he put that shit in his pocket, right? He picked up those bills, he uncrumbled them, and he was like, I'm glad you peeped that. It's the last for me. Keep being delivered. Wow. Hold on. I want to read. Jess, I'm going to get back to your ass in a second. Robert has the way of bringing out the worst in people. Rumor has it that Jason joined Sunday's organization when Albert started watching. It makes sense now. I'm sorry, Kristen. I can't sit there and help but to read the first part that I bring out the worst in people. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, DC. Um, I don't even remember what I was going to say to Jess anyway. Um, yeah, no, he's a road to light. Apparently, I bring out the worst in people. What the fuck? I can't. I listen. I can't wait. I can't wait to what you're going to sit there and say on my birthday tomorrow. That's gonna be epic. But you're still my god, DC. What's good, Jillian? Jillian, I laughed my ass off when I saw it. I was like, girl, you didn't learn a goddamn thing. Spider says I'm probably the only one, but I'm on Leslie's side. Like the priests hate Leslie for not that big of a reason. Ted left Leslie and wanted her to take Plan B, and Leslie wanted revenge, so she exposed Ted. Yeah, Jess, my birthday's tomorrow. Yep, I'm gonna make sure. Oh, okay. I'm gonna make sure I. Oh, whoa, wrong thing. I'm gonna make sure that I drink pretty heavily tomorrow. I'm gonna be so irresponsible. I'm gonna be so irresponsible tomorrow. It was just there. It just happened. It just happened. Is something you got it? No. Thank you, Danny Bear. Thank you. Thank you. Nothing. I mean, I don't remember why I actually kept this in here for. I think I was making a sandwich or something. I think I just ignore that spider. And you too, Jess. That was. Yeah, Jess, I'm good. I mean, are you good? I'm good. I'm good. I am totally good. Yeah, yeah, I'm good. As says, it's time for Ted to get up out that hotel. He could afford to, since Nicole's leaving him. Yeah, but Nicole's not just leaving him. Nicole's actually going to be taking some money. So I don't know if he could still afford, you know. Julian says we are long overdue for a good whodunit storyline. You know, it's funny, Jillian. We was not just saying that like yesterday, a couple of days ago. I'm so disappointed in Nicole. 1935. Oh my god. Okay, so you clearly are joking, right? Yo, Spiderquake and DC are being trolls tonight. And yes, you're still going to be responsible. All right, but Leslie didn't do nothing wrong. All she did was expose the truth. Bro, let me tell you something. Ted being a liar and Sheila, the only messed up thing was what Leslie did to Nicole's sister. I know, and we actually did sit there and see a couple of scenes from God and Light. I don't know if you was there, Lisa, when I showed a couple of scenes from God and Light, but they were good. You know, it's funny, Jillian. Cat Lady says something like that, like Drew's gonna be gone by December. By the way, I heard that fuck me. I heard that what the F Matt. Kristen Passion was the GOAT when it comes to us cringe and shit. It really was. Just as I do want to see Nicole and Ted work it out. To be honest, just I don't know if I could sit there and work it out with somebody after they had a goddamn divorce party. Which, by the way, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my entire life. Um, DC says rumor has it that Albert and the creator of God and Life, Philip, dated. Oh, Irene Philip dated back in 1925. That makes Albert a great great grandfather to us. Oh, DC, you are one of a kind. Never change, DC. Spike says how Leslie treated Eva is wrong and only cared about money is wrong. Her running Laura off the road and injecting her with something was wrong. Other than that, Leslie gets unnecessary. Oh my God, Spider, that was a good laugh towards the end. But I do see your train of thought, though. I do. Um, I just find her just to be an annoying ass character, to be honest. I seriously find every time that Leslie is on that it's just like, and I can't believe how fast Leslie got that money. I thought it would drag out longer. You thought, Jess, did you think that because of like just the like legal applications or like did you think of it like it was gonna drag out more for like legal reasons than anything else, or something else? Darby was good. Darby, just to let you know, your boy DC is trolling tonight. Yeah, I figured that. Figured that. I figured that. And Darby, damn, it's been like a minute since I've seen you. Wow. Well, you're not entirely wrong. You're not entirely wrong, Spider. I still find Leslie being an annoying ass character, but you make some valid points, though. Make some valid points. Julian says I haven't watched B&B, but as posted about what Luna did, yeah, she R word Will, because she was a desperate cow. She was a desperate, stupid cow. Why am I still touching this thing? She was a desperate, stupid cow. Yeah, she's still on days. She's trying to get a company, and she's working her vixen magic to do it. Yeah, she's still on. She's played by a different actress who is fucking killing it right now. Um, she's played by a different actress, but she's killing it. It's amazing. They got to recast right, and they got to recast wrong, and I'm still sitting there touching this goddamn knife for some odd reason. Um, she's killing it though. She's killing it. Uh, yeah, no, of course. Listen, Kristen, I wish I had time to sit there and do reviews on it. Just not a point. I don't feel like it's unnecessary hate, but we can agree to disagree. Julian, and what's good, Ronnie Ron? Oh, Ron, why do I find what you say even more funnier after I had a couple of drinks? That's amazing, Ron. That's amazing. I find what you say even more funnier when I'm drinking. It's like I find the Jurassic Park movies actually better when I'm drinking. So it probably means when I'm sober, I wouldn't find any of that shit fun. Next week, I have to go in for a pre-op test, so hopefully that will go well. I have surgery scheduled for September 8th for my kidney stone. Oh my God. My prayers go out to you, Jillian. Seriously, my prayers go out to you. Yeah. Oh, Ed. Yeah, absolutely. They need to definitely recast that shit. I 100% agree. There is have a bone to pick with you. You blame all Rachel's problems on her mom, on on blame for what's going, Queen? How are you doing tonight, Queen of the South? Actually, I'm not, Spider. I'm not. Don't start telling lies and fallacies. On blame for the father. Grady is a weak father to let her. Okay, so Darby is clearly Darby. Darby is first of all Darby isn't a dick coming in with the. No, it's understandable, Julian, but I think you're going to be fine. The Spider Darby is trolling hard body. It was good to see you, Queen. No, Darby's trolling hard body. Exactly, Kristen. You hear that shit? Johnson says, "Can you believe CW still didn't make their full schedule yet?" I haven't followed the CW since they took off Superman and Lois, so that's actually news to me. Um, Maybe one day I will sit there. If I get a chance, I'll sit there and take a look at their stuff, see what they have going on now. No, I mean, in a sense, Kristen, it's the CW doesn't really exist. Like, but that's what I'm sitting there saying. They really don't exist. When we really think about it, Jonathan, the stuff that actually made the CW fun, interesting, and vibrant to watch is no longer there. And Spider's sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm drunk." Ron says when Sarah was trying to convince Sophia to be honest, I wanted Amy or someone to overhear. And then what? What happens after they overhear it? What happens after Amy overhear it? But then I don't know, Jonathan. I don't. I don't consider them to be on life support because I don't consider them to be the CW. The CW was with the shows that made it a name. They don't have the shows to sit there and I never said you are. I was saying Brady Black. Oh, okay. That's what you said. Okay, I read it too fast. Yes, I don't think that's what you said. I don't think that's what you said, Spider. Oh, you meant Brady Black. Okay. Yeah, but see, that's okay. Exactly, Jonathan. But let me just okay. So let me just answer Darby's question, which I thought was a troll question. I know that Brady's going to partly blame himself. When you really think about it, the reason why Rachel is so messed up, why she shot EJ, was because of a bad example of her mother that laid out before her. How many times did she see or hear stories about how Kristen solved her problems with a gun? So of course Rachel's going to sit there and think it's okay to do that. So no, this is on Kristen. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Spider. I had to sit there and take another look at it. But yeah. Um, oh, I forgot about Terry Jacks. He was a great one. Yeah, they listen. They had everybody's drunk now. Well, apparently, somebody thought I was drunk. Jalen, let me tell you something. The minute that he finds out what Rachel did, he is going to come down hard on Kristen. He's going to sit there and think about every single time that Kristen either shot somebody or held a gun to somebody and think, you are a terrible mother. You presented a terrible example. Yes, right. Yeah, Kristen, exactly. And Kristen did laugh and thought it was funny because, oh, that's something that I would do. So I'm very proud of her. I think that's the reason why some people can't take the show seriously. But like, I'm so Sophia at this point. I'm so over the actress that plays Sophia. But yes, if they show their kiddos more than kids, I like to joke they're all aged up in the attic with milk and with milk and cookies. Yes, Lisa, Luke did do that. You're absolutely right, Jillian. Jillian, he will. We all know that's going to happen. I'm just waiting for it to happen, and I look forward to talking about it in the streams. But that's the thing, though, Lisa. This is what blows me, right? So that happened with Luke to Laura, but yet people will sit there and say that Drew is the worst person ever. Like what? Drew's the worst person ever, but y'all can sit there and rock with Luke and Laura after what Luke did. Which, by the way, I feel like Luke and Laura, in some ways, was overhyped. But um, sometimes I just look at it. I'm just like, what are you writing, Ron? That's how sometimes I look at it. I'm just like, listen, I get that Drew is bad. Okay, so Darby, let me just ask you a question. Are you trolling me or are you being serious? She's okay. So Sophia's mother is gonna choke her for lying. Okay, Ron. Darby, are you trolling me? I want to answer. I want to answer. Are you choking me? Bro. you, you trolling me, Darby? He's trolling. Darby's trolling hard body. Okay. Okay, Darby. Exactly, Kristen. He's trolling. Hmm. Probably wouldn't have done any good. Yeah, but it probably wouldn't have done any good, unfortunately. You know how Willow is. Willow's the type of person that can't think for herself. Um, Let me tell you something, Spider. Darby knows how to troll, okay? Even watching DC do that shit for a while, and he is. Lisa says you're a pimp. Oh, thank you. Not just Darby trolling. I blamed you for something. I'm still grabbing on something that I shouldn't be grabbing on. So yeah, I don't know. I probably blame you for that too. Um, she knows that he can. The fuck are you writing this time, Ron? Everyone in the chat, I can't get over what Cat Lady did with Albert Bostic. She knows that he can only afford noodles, but she involved with him. She has a grown child, and she's wow, Ron. That was good. That was good, Ron. Kristen says, how does Willow hold down these jobs? She's a moron. Well, it's funny, Kristen, because you could. Here's the thing: you can do stupid things in life and be educated, right? You can do stupid things and still be educated. That's the truth of the matter. Yes, Lisa. This is why Ron is my. This is why Ron is my. What did I sit there and say Ron was? Oh, my jester. That's why Ron is my jester. That's the thing. Smart people can do some really stupid shit. It doesn't mean that they're not smart, book smart. But when it comes to his common sense and things of that nature, uh, that's a good one, Ron. That's a good one. How old are you going to be? 42. 42. Oh, yeah, I'm really going to blame this one on just now. Jillian says Drew is doing anything he can at this point because he realized the walls are closing in. He is a bit desperate at this point. He's hella desperate. Yeah, Lisa, I'll be turning 60 Sunday. Oh, wow, okay. I will make sure I shout you out, Lisa. Hold on, let me. I want it. Darby, you. I'm moving. All right. I got you, Lisa. I got you, Jillian. So, when your birthdays come out, I'll definitely do a shout out. Darby, you troll. You okay? So you're not going to admit that you were trolling about the whole Brady thing, right? Darby won't admit. Darby won't admit that he was trolling. But you were trolling with that comment, like hard body. Kristen says, "I hope Michael sues her for the money he paid for her education. That's the least she deserved." I did sit there and say that. Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, Kristen. I just sit there and say that because I was like, "Yo, listen, she didn't pay for medical school. She really didn't. Michael did it." Um, I don't know. I just, the thing is with General Hospital, they vomit out characters like there's no tomorrow. And Stella really felt like she was not that much in trouble. Like the gravity hit. She was like, "Oh well, listen. If I have to sit there and say goodbye to everyone at General Hospital, then so be it." Alexa's like, you may be going to prison. Like, there's a reason why they call it a white collar crime because it's still a fucking crime. Like, girl, you can want to go into jail, like real jail, and it just so is acting like a fool. Like, girl, you did fraud. Yeah, exactly. It was like there's a reason why they call it white collar fraud. I mean, white collar crime. I mean, she was already annoying me earlier. Stella should be smarter than that. Yeah, she should be. Remember, she sat there when she walked in. She was like, "What is Alexis doing here? It ain't that serious." It's just a couple. It's just a couple of questions or whatever. Girl, you sat there, and you talked to these two people out of fucking lawyer, and then when you told us, well, you only massaged the paperwork 7 times, 7 goddamn times. Are you fucking serious, girl? Even if Drew didn't sit there and say what he said, your ass still could have got in trouble. Okay, Ron. I think you're going a little bit too far. Might wanna bring it back a little bit, Ron. Jesus, like I give you a rope, you like hang yourself like September 9th. Hmm. Okay, Ron, move on. Talk about days or something. Don't ruin my goddamn buzz. On days and why not? It's actually kind of cool though. Like, that you can watch these soap operas with your mother, your grandmother. They then you watch it and then you pass it on to your children. Because honestly, tell you, the truth, soap operas is such a unique genre in a sense. Um, it's one of the very few soap operas that you can literally sit there and you kind of age with these soap opera characters, or at least with some of these soap opera characters, like Robin. Um, some of these characters you grew up with. Robin, Stella, Victor, Jack. Um, characters that have been on for a while. I like that's the word turning got away. Yeah, I'm starting to get into some of that stuff with some of these memory streams. Yeah, Kristen, I always sit there and say like One Like to Love was my first soap opera. One Like to Love was my first soap opera, and from One Like to Live, I got into Port Charles, and then from Port Charles, I got into General Hospital. But here's my thing though. Like, right, pretty sure we were the same age. Some of the sad moments in soap operas didn't affect me when I was younger. Right? Has they ever collaborated with other soaps? I think they did, but it was never the ABC soaps. Like it was never like General Hospital or anything like that. I think they might have did something with Passions, which is a soap opera before your time. But they've never did anything with like the ABC soaps. That's why like the golden age was when they had the other soap operas on, and they all did collaborations or crossovers. Uh, General Hospital, More Like Live, and Port Charles. Well, not for All My Children, because Anna Devane, she was on General Hospital, but she was also on All My Children. She was on All My Children. Same character and everything like that. Had her sister Alex and everything, but no, she was on All My Children. I think she might have been on All My. I don't know what soap opera she was on first, but she was on All My Children now. I wonder why SoapNet failed. Lisa says, I hate Luna, got lucky. Yeah, Luna and her are in someone. Keep drinking. Nah, Lisa, I think I'm going to sit there and slow down tonight since I do actually want to wake up somewhat early tomorrow. So this way I don't have to push everything back like there's no tomorrow. And Lisa, just so you know, if I do get a hangover, it's Jessica Love's fault. Okay? Just want to sit there and say that. Kristen says, I wonder why SoapNet failed. Oh, Lisa, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. We have a fun time, Lisa. I will definitely I will definitely be streaming tomorrow. Aiden on All My Children was Anna's cousin. Okay, if I get a hangover, it's this one this one's fault. Just love. It's just it's just fault. Okay, so it's, clearing that up. That's a really good question, Kristen. Why did SoapNet fail? To be honest, when you really think about it, oh, I was on point, Jess. Don't 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 start hating, Jess. I was on point. I was on point. Oh, badass. Okay, Kristen. What's really funny? So many of so many of the soap opera actors that we see today got started on All My Children. Johnson says SoapNet didn't necessarily fail. A lot of the soaps they aired ended up canceled, and they ended up losing the airing rights to YNR months before the channel shut down. When you really think about it, the fact that I don't like to use miracles when it comes towards like TV and stuff, but like when you really think about it, the fact that SoapNet was an actual thing, it was kind of a miracle. Think about it this way: you had soap operas from NBC, CBS, and ABC, and they aired all those new episodes on their channel, on their network at nighttime. I can't even, I have to sit there and wish upon a star. I have to wish upon a star that I can sit there and show like classic clips and stuff like that. So this way I don't have to get a copyright strike or anything like that. The fact that, CBS and ABC and all the other stuff was able to put their content on one channel and I had to be fighting like cats and dogs is insane. Supernatural was on CBS. Yes, it was. And it was a great show, even though some people felt like it should have ended early. But I'm not going to even get into that. I was on CBS, so as SoapNet, this is a NBC show. Yeah, and again, and then they had the ABC soaps. They had all four of them. Yeah, they had all four of them. Oh, I did. Oh, shit. Thank you, Jonathan. No, no, it was on the CW. I think I might have. Yeah. Jonas says it's not for how Luna is just wearing a wig and sunglasses, and yet nobody recognizes her. Yeah, you have a point. Kristen says, I don't know why the networks aren't building their budget by selling popular storyline collections. But yeah, my point is that it was a miracle that they were all able to sit there and consolidate all the soap operas into one network. Like you couldn't get away with that today because of copyrights and everything like that and whatever. So the fact that it is let because I'll just tell you the truth, in reality, I don't see them lasting to that. I would not sit there and see like even if you still even if like the ABC soaps were canceled and stuff like that, and Days of Our Lives are still on NBC. I don't see that actually being a thing today because of copyrights, because of that stuff. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. I think ultimately SoapNet was always doomed. It was always doomed. You have like all those soap operas on one network. People are gonna be like, oh well, I should be getting a certain percentage, and I don't want you to sit there showing the show on it. Like it just like legally, it would just be a goddamn night. And I'm not saying that to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just saying like I don't see how it would survive to that. Jillian says, wait till Bill finds out what Luna did to Will. She shot one son and did, exactly. Yeah. Kristen says it was like Albert like the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit was just was dependent on several companies to feature their characters like Disney, Warner Brothers, etc. Yes. Like Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny in the same goddamn scene. You would never get that shit today. You would never get Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse in the same scene ever. It just would not. Nope, just would not fly. So SoapNet was a once in a lifetime network, and I mean it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. And like I said, what I liked about um, SoapNet. Lisa says everybody trolls Audra. Well, Darby was definitely trolling. Darby was definitely trolling. Jess was just Jess was just being Jess. Um, and Ron is my jester. Have a good night, Kristen. Hopefully, I will sit there and see you tomorrow. Um, but also, like I said, they had their originals. They had their original shows. Who Wants to Be a Soap Star, which apparently the actress that played Brit was on that show. Being Erica, and some other stuff. You know, I think Sean would sit there and say something along the lines of, "That's when it was some more simpler times." Yes, have a good night, Kristen. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. All right, but I'm gonna call the stream a Rizza because that's how Jess loves that I ended the streams. But I'll be back tomorrow, and this time on fucking time. Because tomorrow's my birthday. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, people. So, yeah. I don't know if you heard, but it seems from I trust the source. Got a few things right. Rumor two more dead people made. Yes, I heard. And it's Belinda. I think that's what her name is. Um, yeah, Nell may be coming back, and Spencer may be coming back. From what I understand, I know you talk. I know that the channel you're talking about. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I know you're talking about though. There are still rumors. So we'll see. But yeah, so Mr. The end the stream here. We'll have some fun tomorrow. I'll be back on time. Spider, that's been my constant problem. That I can see why people are upset about that. It's yeah. Johnson says, join us next time for a special birthday edition of Albert Bostic, of Soap Chat with Albert Bostic. Good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Yes, hit that like button because it really does help. It seriously does. I'm going to eat some Franks and beans right now and then take my ass to bed. But have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. Have a night, Danny Bear. Have a night, Lisa. Have a night, Spider. Have a night, Jonathan. Have a night, Queen Jess. Have a night, Queen Janet. Have a night, Queen of the South. Have a night, Amy. Everybody else, you know who you are. Have a night, Tracy Steves. Have a night, Black Mom. Have a night, Darby. Lisa says, I will turn 60 on the 17th. The 17th of what, though? The 17th of September? This, this, the 17th of October? When are we turning 60? And that is awesome. When are we turning 60? All right, let me know in the next stream.